Bro, picture this. A former world champion, Hall of Famer, one of the most decorated British boxers of his generation, sits down in front of a camera, looks dead into the lens, and delivers one of the coldest lines you will ever hear from a professional fighter. No hype, no screaming, no theatrics, just ice. And the man he's saying it to has been running his mouth for months, challenged half the room at a press conference the week before, and still hasn't signed a single piece of paper. Stay with me, because this one has been building for a long time, and it just got very, very real. Alright, so if you've been following British boxing at all over the last few months, you already know the name John Fury has been everywhere. And not in a quiet way. This man has been on a one-man campaign to drag Carl Froch into a fight, calling him out on camera, at press conferences, in interviews, anywhere a microphone gets near his face. Now for context, John Fury is Tyson Fury's dad. Former bare-knuckle fighter. Not a professional boxer in the traditional sense, but a man who has made it very clear he doesn't care about any of that. He's big, he's loud, and he genuinely believes he can hurt people. Whether that's true or not is a different conversation, but the call-out has been going on for months and it traces back to one thing. Carl Froch made some comments about Tyson Fury's performances, said he was slowing down, past his best, not as sharp as he used to be. Pretty standard punditry from a man who spent his whole career getting hit by elite fighters and knows what he's talking about. John Fury heard it and completely lost his mind. Has been calling Froch a worm, a coward, an embarrassment to Nottingham ever since. And here's where it gets interesting, because a fight was actually on the table. A real one. Callout, one of the biggest promoters in the game, was involved. Misfits Boxing was involved. Froch said yes. John Fury said he wanted $2.5 million. They came back, and then he ghosted, vanished completely, left everyone standing there with contracts no one signed. That was months ago. Fast forward to last weekend. Tommy Fury just fought Eddie Hall. 6 2-minute rounds, big event, lots of eyes on it. And at the post-fight press conference, John Fury does what John Fury does, takes over the room, gets in front of a microphone and unloads on Carl Froch all over again.
Tell you what it is, if people doubt me, come forward and let's see what you've got. Because I'm not taking a backward step from anybody else.
Shut up, John.
Do you know what? I'll fucking die fighting, my bro.
Yes, John.
I'll fucking die.
Let's get it, John.
On that note,
fucking men.
On that note,
That, dear. Don't get me winded up.
John, no one's called me dear. You're making me feel
Man, you're awesome.
Listen,
That's why I love this
I
man.
apologise.
That's why I love this man.
Listen, you're messing with
What am I messing with,
the
John?
reptile of the Fury family. I'm not a gentleman. Don't try and be a gentleman.
I am.
You know, I've been kicked about all my life. There's no airs and graces. I'm not trying to wear a suit and tie to be a gentleman.
True.
One. This is John Fury, as I am, in the Raw. Get up there! Love it, all of it, all right.
This is going down as one of the most bizarre days in my career.
No cap, the quotes are something else. He calls Froch a worm, says he's got a, and I'm quoting directly here, bumhole like a rabbit's nose twitching. Says Froch was running scared from an old man by not being at the event. Says his world titles should go to someone with a pair of nuts. Says he's a street fighter, not a boxer, and there's no 12 or 13 stone man on earth who can do anything with him. And then, wait for it, he turns to Callout, live on mic, in front of everyone, and demands the fight gets made. Callout says he can do it. Gives him till Tuesday to confirm. John floats August 1st, Tyson's comeback card, Manchester or Dublin. The whole room buys in. It looked real. It felt real. Callout said yes. John had his moment. And then Carl Froch sat down in front of a camera. Because here's the thing about Froch that people sometimes forget. This man does not flinch. He fought Mikkel Kessler twice. He fought Andre Ward. He got sparked out by George Groves in front of 80,000 people at Wembley and came back and knocked him clean out. He is not someone who rattles easily. So when John Fury spent a week calling him a coward and a worm and an embarrassment to his city, Froch responded. And bro, the response was measured in a way that somehow made it hit harder than if he'd been screaming. He said straight up, he's ready. He's got no problem putting a bully in his place. He acknowledged that Callout said the fight can happen. And then he said something that told you he's actually been paying attention to everything John Fury has done. Not just the callouts, but the pattern, the history, the receipts. He brought up Carl Frampton, he brought up Steve Bunce, he brought up the USYK press conference where John headbutted the smallest man in the room. He laid it out like a case. This is not a man who shows up and fights. This is a man who bullies people who can't fight back and disappears when someone can. And then came the line. Straight down the camera. Clean. No flinching. Sign the contract or shut the hell up. Bro. That's it. That's the whole response. No rage, no matching his energy, no circus. Just that. And somehow it lands heavier than anything John Fury has screamed into a microphone. Here's where it gets layered though, because Froch didn't just respond to the call-out. He added something that reframes the entire situation. He said this time John hasn't priced himself out. Yet. Last time the number got to 2.5 million and then silence. This time Calla said yes publicly and John didn't immediately inflate the demands. And Froch noticed that. He said there's a genuine chance this fight gets made, if John doesn't vanish like he did last time.
I'm just about to give that bag an absolute pasting, and I check my social media, a big John Fury, the fighting man, 100 on the hard road. He's been piping up, saying that he wants 2.5 million quid. Right, can you make this make sense? 1 minute, he wants to give the money to charity. He don't need the money. He's a humble man. He doesn't need money to live. He lives a simple life. He gets offered 1.5 million quid for charity, he said, but now he wants 2.5 million quid. 2.5 million pound. He's priced himself out. The big gobshite, big John Fury, the fighting man. I'll fight you for a fiver, I'll beat you for a tenner. I do you both for 15. He wanted 15 quid to do them both. Now he wants 2.5 million quid. Absolute gobshite. Listen, the reason I'm talking about it is just because I don't want to be seeing him pop up on my timeline, talking bollocks, bringing my name up. Don't forget, big John Fury offered out the Cobra.
Where do you want to fight at, mate? We'll do it in the ring, under the lights. I'll fight you at Tottenham in 8 weeks' time. Me and you, Tottenham, undercard, 8 weeks' time, you'll get that, because I know you're a shithouse. I know you're not a man. A 3-time Hall of Fame, you might be all right at 12 stone, mate. You're not nothing at heavyweight, my pal. I'd laugh at you and hit me.
He called it on. I've said, yeah, go on then, let's fight. Waste a load of fucking time negotiating. The Zone offered him the money, and he's bottled it. And he calls everybody else a shithouse. He goes around calling everybody else a shithouse, saying he'll fight anyone. He's going to fight fucking no one.
That caveat. If John doesn't vanish like he did last time, that is doing serious work in that sentence. Because what Froch is really saying is, I've been here before. I said yes before. The promoter said yes before. And the only person who didn't follow through was you, and now you're back doing the exact same thing. Running up at press conferences, grabbing microphones, calling me a coward in front of cameras, demanding the fight gets made, and Calla has said yes again, and I'm saying yes again. So what's different this time, John? That's the question hanging over all of this. And no cap, Froch is smart enough not to answer it himself. He just puts it out there and lets everyone sit with it. Because if John Fury disappears again after all of this, after the press conference chaos, after Calla said yes on camera, after Froch responded publicly and directly, then that tells you everything you need to know. The call-out was never about the fight. It was always about the attention. So here's where we actually land. Carl Froch has now said yes to this fight twice. Not once, twice. The first time, everything was basically agreed on his side, the promoter was involved, the number was on the table, and John Fury disappeared into thin air. Ghosted the whole thing like it never happened. And now, here we are again. Same song, same dance, same John Fury losing his mind at a press conference, same Calla Sourland saying he can make it, same Carl Froch sitting down on camera and saying he's ready. The only variable that has ever changed in this situation is whether John Fury actually follows through. And that's the thing that makes Froch's response so effective. He didn't try to outloud him. He didn't match the energy, he just laid out the facts. You started on Frampton. You headbutted the smallest man in the room at the Usyk presser. You punched a picture on a wall. Walls don't hit back, John. And then he closed the door on the whole conversation in one line. Sign the contract or shut up. No cap, that line will follow John Fury around until this fight either gets made or gets buried again. Because every time he opens his mouth about Carl Froch from this point forward, everyone is going to be asking the same question. Did he sign it? And until he does, the answer to who the real coward is in this situation writes itself.